I don't know what happened, but tire something shredded back there. The sheriff came in and told everybody to leave. You see the line.
It's Tampa and it's like dead on. Right
on the app, it like goes right through our dot right here. It's like it's coming for us. Just don't know where I'm going to be waiting out this storm. Look at that line for propane. Everybody's stocking up now. Never waited that long before in a line, but I'm sure it's going to get a lot worse. This is the water row. It was packed last night when I picked up a couple gallons. It is virtually empty right now. Time to get out of Florida. We got Hurricane Ian on his way, and RVs and hurricanes do not mix. Hey friends, Cheri and I hope that you and your family, all your loved ones are in a safe place away from the hurricanes, and that you haven't been devastated like so many have from now it's twin hurricanes. And thank you so much for the best wishes and kind words about our safety. We are both out of the hurricane zone, and this Hurricane Milton just reminds me so much of Hurricane Ian. And I made several videos that because it was my first hurricane that I had gone through, that I learned a lot, and I think it's very educational. I want to share that again right now with some more footage and more challenges that I went through at the time. And I really hope it helps you. And if you have resources for other RVers, maybe a campground to stay at if someone's still looking, if you can comment down below that you have availability in a safe zone. You never know who might see that and be looking for a place to stay. And if you have more tips as well, please add them to the comments. Thank you so much for watching and sharing with your RV friends. I'm Tom.
And I'm Cheri.
And we're EnjoyTheJourney.Life. I've never been through a hurricane, and I don't intend to in an RV, and this one is headed right for us here in the Tampa area. It's still days away, but from what I've learned talking to Cheri, she has been through one, and we'll talk about her story here a little bit later. But I'm gonna get packed up and just kind of go through everything we need to do, because basically no RV is safe in a hurricane. I mean, not any category. They're just not like a house, and it could be a category 3 to come ashore right here. So I'll show you some of the things that I'm doing, and so you guys can learn and avoid this, because we know a lot of you guys love Florida. There's a lot of new RVers out there, and even new people to this area that don't know what they can go through. You might be able to go through a hurricane, maybe a 2 or a 3 in a house, possibly a regular house, but not a mobile home, not in an RV for sure. So you guys have probably heard of a bug out bag. That's like your emergency bag to like get out quickly. Well, I think an RV can be like your ultimate bug out vehicle, because you can have it stocked with all kinds of stuff. And I mean, we've got a decent sized solar system, which is awesome. So I mean, I can go boondock for a couple weeks if I have to. Over 150 gallon fresh water tank. I'm going to top that off. Batteries are good. I should check out the generator. Our tanks are full of gas for the generator, and that's like 60 gallons. So I mean, really in great shape. My propane is low, so I'm grabbing the propane tanks. Truck is low on diesel, filling that up before the stations get crazy long lines, and I'm getting out of here in a few hours. I'm at a Encore Thousand Trails Park, and I just wanted to check in with the office to just see, like, what's the plan, you know, what do they do? And they said they're just watching and waiting. And last time when Irma came through here, basically the sheriff came in and told everybody to leave. And I think that's what we want to avoid. Is, you can imagine a long line of RVs trying to get out of a big RV park, and then of course the freeways being jammed. And right now it doesn't look too bad, so I'll get a couple hours to get on the road, and hopefully everybody's okay, because, you know, you've got some people in these RV parks that their RVs aren't roadworthy anymore, and I imagine they would take those people to a shelter. But time to get out of here. No lines here yet, but it's early, and you don't want to be in a long gas line at all. Waiting for these fuel prices to go down. I think it's $4.53 here at this Circle K. It's a truck stop too. I wasn't completely empty, but I want to be completely full, that's for sure. This is the water row. It was packed last night when I picked up a couple gallons. It is virtually empty right now. Just swing into Walmart quickly here to get a cheap air inflator, because my other cheap one quit working, and I don't want to have to pull in somewhere to figure out where I can get air for some of the RV tires. So, you know, this one's 30-40 bucks, and I know I need a good one. I know you guys keep suggesting that, and I definitely need to invest in that, but something like this Hyper Tough will hopefully get me by a little bit, especially when I'm trying to get out of here. I haven't had to get propane for the RV in a long time, and I've gone to a Tractor Supply for the first time. They only did exchanges, not refill. Somebody recommended somewhere else, and just lots of running around. Now I'm going to an Ace Hardware that has confirmed they've got propane. And yeah, it's just kind of a pain sometimes of actually finding a place that does the refill. And some places say, oh yeah, come on over. Then they're like, oh, we just have exchange. They don't hear that. So let's go get some propane. Look at that line for propane. Everybody's stocking up now.
Have enough. This is why I want to. How are you, sir? We don't try to. Take it off. Stop hitting me. Take it off. And you know what he did?
Never waited that long before in a line, but I'm sure it's going to get a lot worse as the storm gets closer. That feels good to have these topped off, because still have a 12 volt and propane combo, like boondocking refrigerator. Besides full electric, I don't want to burn through all of our solar and batteries doing the 120 volt electric, so I'm going to keep it on gas, and it could be that way for weeks. You know, talking to some locals here, that yeah, so the power could be out for a week here. At least I'm going to have plenty of propane here. You also want to have extra drinking water. I just picked up these last night. just in case I am in a rest area somewhere for an extended amount of time. You just don't know where I'm going to be waiting out this storm. Now, even though we've got a pretty decent mid-sized solar and battery system on this RV, just gonna make sure I top off our larger portable battery here as well, just to be on the safe side, so we've always got some backup power. And I'm charging up our other smaller portable batteries, all the camera batteries as well. Still boxed up from our trip to Hershey. Well, hey Tim, nice to meet you.
You too, Tom.
So, what's your plans with the storm coming?
You know, I was going to ask you the same thing. It's the first hurricane, so and we're just we've got a little leisure travel van, so not sure how that's going to handle the winds, and so then. But our in-laws are here in Ellington, across the river there, and we just bought a place because they're in need of some help, you know. So
right. Yeah, that's been my concern, is that, I mean, some RVs here are not even roadworthy, and then you've got folks in these, you know, more of a mobile home kind of a situation. And talking to the office, they said that, well, if the sheriff comes and said, get out, everybody's got to get out.
Right.
And Cheri has been through a hurricane that destroyed her house, and she's like, you pack up, get out now while there's really no traffic. And I just got propane and stood in line for probably 45 minutes to an hour.
Really?
And so I'm getting out now.
Are you?
Yeah.
I've been walking around. I was looking at some of the other rigs, trying to figure out like who's packing to move and who's going to ride it out and stuff like that.
Right. I mean, because I'm totally new to this as well. So I mean, you know, I don't think an RV can withstand any kind of storm. I mean, we shake a lot, obviously, in just a thunderstorm.
Correct.
And, you know, over here, I've noticed with some of our bigger storms, we're right on the Manatee River, and it's flooded up into this site.
Right.
So, I don't think anywhere here is good for us.
Probably within the next couple days before the roads get too crowded too.
Yeah, I mean, traffic is bad as it is, and all the construction, and this particular rig, huge fresh water, over 150 gallons. We've got solar batteries. I can, you know, boondock for weeks if I have to.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm at least gonna get north.
Yeah.
So Cheri is house sitting her mom's place right now while she's gone, so she's not even here. So you're gonna wait a couple more days, or?
Yeah, I've got to feel out what we're supposed to help the people, the house we're buying, which just happens to be right next to my in-laws, you know, on Monday and Tuesday, and see if they're gonna up their schedule, and then see what my in-laws want to do. So we don't want to just abandon them either. So.
Right.
But yeah, so I'm gonna just see what happens.
Well,
you know?
Tim, good luck.
Thank you.
You know, thanks for stopping by and saying hi. Yeah. And yeah, I hopefully it misses.
Yeah, I'm hoping it just dissipates, but you know.
You know, I mean, I not having been through one at all, but the models all, like, you see the line.
It's Tampa, and it's like dead on. Right
on the app, it like goes right through our dot right here. It's like it's coming for us.
I know.
It's like, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's scary and exciting at the same time.
Totally. Yeah, and I just got back from the Hershey RV show and been on the road for weeks, and it's like, oh, it's like I wasn't planning on leaving. Getting back on the road now. But
yeah, we bought this place, and it's like, so then right away there's like a wind gust or microburst, and some of the people lost their roofs and stuff in our community over there, because it's a mobile home community. And now the hurricane that they haven't had here since 1920 something, I guess. But crazy.
Yeah. Well, again, good luck.
You too.
Nice to meet you, Tim.
Too.
And some of you might think, well, gosh, you're leaving really early, and I mean, there's a chance for that storm to move one way or the other by hundreds of miles, but this thing is going to be big, And even hundreds of miles away, you can get tornadoes, torrential downpours. I mean, it's been wet and rainy here in Florida. And right through this brush right here is basically the Manatee River. And we've had a lot of rain where it's actually flooded like right up into here. I'm thinking much more rain like from a hurricane, and it could definitely flood up in here, and they may make us move anyway. So that's also something to consider. It's not just, you know, getting hit directly by the hurricane, that this thing is so big it's going to cover so much of Florida. You only have to make your decision wrong once for it to totally be a bad thing with a hurricane. Even if I move and it completely misses this area, you know, you can say, well, at least you didn't decide to stay and then you got hit. So I think that's important when you're making these decisions. Wind is starting to pick up. Today's supposed to be a nice day, sunny, good travel day, but even starting tomorrow, it's like all next week is thunderstorms, and I don't know if that's the leading part of the storm or not, but Hurricane Ian, yeah, they've given it a name today, but even traveling in thunderstorms is not that great. So I think just getting out now is good. And oh, I should mention this, our Blue Tech water filter, the portable one, I did manage to find a way to get it to fit in here. I know this is, it's this wet bay is really jammed, and at least I don't have to have it sitting out here on the ground, and so that works good. But huge advantage to this RV, it's got both a main freshwater tank and an auxiliary, and together it's like 152 to 156 gallons, which is awesome. And so we're going to do, it's called the Power Tank Fill, and it's really easy to see what levers to do for that. And just twist a couple of these levers and it's going to fill up until it starts flowing out the bottom for the overflow. So we're going to completely fill this thing up. And I mean, in theory, you know, I can boondock for weeks, but I'll plan to head up to Charleston area where Cheri is house sitting her mom's place while she's gone, and maybe I can stash or store the RV somewhere, and we'll just hang out at her mom's, because I think this storm is going to go all the way up there, but it should be small, minor tropical storm or just thunderstorms by then. This cheap air compressor seems to be doing the trick here. That's one thing you always want to have, is an air compressor that works with you. Another use for the portable battery is being able to power the air compressor here and not have to run an extension cord. Just faster and easier this way. I have not put air in the Lippert Trail Air Ride pin box here at all, and it's looking pretty squatty, so I better add some air to it. There, that looks better. Well, all set to get out of here. It's interesting talking to other people that are around here too, and they've never been through a hurricane either. So just lots of new people, a lot of people that don't know what they should do. And I just got a report from somebody else that it's already bumper to bumper on the freeway. I'm like, no. So hopefully it's not too bad. Well, let's go check it out.
After half a mile, turn right.
Well, so far the freeway is great. I mean, again, I may have mentioned earlier about going when the weather is nice. I mean, there's thunderstorms expected tomorrow, Sunday, and yeah, this is just, it's a beautiful day for traveling, and I do not see any traffic right now, so we should make good time today. I don't know what happened, but tire something shredded back there. I don't. Well, the sun is about ready to go down. I am still in Florida. I think I'm near Gainesville. Cracker Barrel, I am hoping is going to come through for us and not be too jammed, because they don't necessarily have a lot of spaces that an RV can fit. Yeah. I don't like to drive at night, like I've mentioned before, in a big rig like this, and certainly not having a destination to go to. So, Cracker Barrel or bust. And leaving Georgia, South Carolina, here we come. And it's like the storm followed me here. It's going to intensify before it makes landfall here. This was supposed to be the place to come and shelter from the storm. You guys are going to stay, is that right?
Yeah, we're gonna ride it out.
He's on his way to deliver this RV to Florida. You got permission? This is a microtel hotel.
Where's Waldo?
Where's Waldo? I'm Tom.
And I'm Cheri.
And we're EnjoyTheJourney.Life. Well, not a bad night's stay at this Cracker Barrel near Gainesville. There was 3 or 4 other RVs here, and but not as packed as I thought it might be. I'm sure that's about to change, but I need to get back on the road and farther north. And we're continuing my evacuating from Florida from Hurricane Ian, because RVs and hurricanes don't mix.
After half a mile, turn left.
Yeah, I'm in Waldo right now.
Where's Waldo?
Where's Waldo? Waldo is kind of east of Gainesville, I guess. You know.
Yeah.
Waldo Farmers and Flea Market. Well, made it to I-95 north. Not quite out of Florida yet. Bye-bye, Florida. We'll be back soon. Wow, talk about a huge price difference It's getting about time to get some more diesel, and I'm going to use the EFS card this time. So I get on the app just up the road, right over the border in Georgia. What was that called? Petro Kingsland, and that is $3.90 a gallon of diesel. The savings is over $1 a gallon using the EFS card. I've never seen savings like that. So that's where we're going. That's pretty cool. Well, we'll have to look at the statement to see how cheap this actually is. Yeah, I think that's it right there.
And then it's kind of slowly moved away, but with that
For reasons, and yet in this case maybe a little bit easier than.
And leaving Georgia, South Carolina, here we come. Oh, this has been a great day for driving. Great weather, and the traffic has never been too bad. Already in South Carolina, so yeah, all is good. Probably I can drive up to another hour before it starts getting dark. Already eyeing up the next potential Cracker Barrel. I would be looking for a Harvest Host as well. Nothing really close to the freeway, but I'm basically going to be right outside of Charleston or Somerville. So just a quick place for the night to find, and then got to start calling campgrounds. Cross my fingers here that I can find one with some availability like this. Hopefully we're far enough that they haven't had too many calls for people evacuating yet, and I can find a place to at least park the RV for a while. Yeah, just saw some of the emergency power crews going down, or crews from other states, you know, that are being borrowed or volunteering, whatever they're doing to go down and help in advance. So that's kind of cool. We have seen that before on the road when there's been other hurricanes going on. They'll come from far north or far west, way out to the Gulf states to help out. Cheri and I often say there are no accidents, and even accidents are not accidents. You know, they're meant to happen. So I missed the turn to the Cracker Barrel parking lot, and actually it seemed like it would be too tight. And I pulled in here and there was no turnaround. I'm like, oh man. Then I saw this other RV parked back here, and I'm like, oh, well, that's interesting. I didn't think anything of it. I could back in by him and pull around, but I ran into Mike. He's on his way to deliver this RV to Florida, and he just said, oh, hey, you can park right next to me. I'll move over. And I'm like, you got permission? This is a microtel hotel, and he's got permission. So here I am next to this Alliance RV, and got a nice level spot right here, and I don't have to maneuver a Cracker Barrel parking lot. So it was an accident at first, but it's not really an accident because, you know, I met a fellow traveler, and you know, got a nice place to stop for the night. So I'm gonna go ahead and get settled in, and I pushed it a little bit. It's getting a little dark. But I am so close. Cheri's probably like 50 miles away from here. Pretty darn close. I'll get to see her tomorrow, and plan to find a regular campsite here. Well, I had a great night's sleep here at the Microtel Hotel here. First time in a hotel parking lot. My friend, new friend, hauling the Alliance RV down to Florida, has already gone. So I hope he stays safe. I would not be taking an RV down to Florida right now. I know he talked about wanting to get down there, drop it off quickly and get out of there, but it's like, well, you know, an RV even by itself is still gonna be like a big piece of debris blowing around. Somebody had a great question, like, what do all the RV dealers do about their RVs in all these lots? I mean, huge RV dealers around Tampa. You got Lazy Days, RV1, a bunch of them. So, you know, what do you guys think? Or does somebody know? Or is it like the insurance company is going to pay up for a lot of wrecked RVs? I don't know, but just something to think about. But I actually got a booking at a local state park here for 3 nights starting tomorrow night, but I have to be there in person or on the phone to get tonight. So I'm just going to head over there, and I'm sure it'll be fine. They had several openings, so I was going to head over and get checked in, and at least I've got a place up until Friday morning right now and get to see Cheri here. So, but all right, time to get on the road. And I don't know or think that it's necessarily the worst in the country, but South Carolina, please work on your section of I-95. Just horrible road here. Wow, you know, a lot of damage done to vehicles on these highways that are in such bad shape. Wow, major roadkill. Whatever that was. And I just got called back by the state park, and they went ahead and already added tonight. So I've got 4 total nights. It's not even 11 o'clock in the morning, and I can go ahead and check in now, which is super cool because some campsites won't even let you check in till later in the afternoon. So, I mean, this is just super awesome. It'll be nice to get off the road and have a full hookup campsite for the next 4 days. And I'm only going to be like 21 minutes from Cheri's mom's place in this particular spot.
After 700 feet, turn left onto Jiffins Ferry Park Road, and then you will reach your destination. You have reached your destination. The destination is on your left.
Oh, this is super nice. Just love it when you get a nice state park that a big rig can actually fit into. It's beautiful. I'll have to get some shots of the river here and all the trees, and Cheri has actually hiked here before. I don't know if it was when she was a kid or what exactly, but she's looking forward to coming out here and doing some hiking. Oh yeah, just beautiful in here. Not very many people in here. Oh yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, some of my favorite campsites are in state parks. Looks like I can back way in here, so I should be good. Just get this picnic table out of the way. Nice new power box, so I think I'm gonna be good. Now I really get to take advantage of the Furion backup camera here, especially parking by myself. That's nice. And it's nice, I can see when I'm hitting trees right there, so perfect. Thanks so much for reaching out with tips and advice and offers of places to stay on the video we released on Sunday. I have made it to a safe place in South Carolina. Thank you so much.
Out of Florida, over the Atlantic. We're beginning to see more power outages kind of sprinkle in.
This was supposed to be the place to come and shelter from the storm, but the wind is actually already starting to blow here. I'm just outside of Charleston, South Carolina, and it's like the storm followed me here. It's going to intensify before it makes landfall here. You guys are going to stay, is that right?
Yeah, we're gonna ride it out.
Cheri said I gotta go. They told her not to leave. That shocked me. That's just a recipe for disaster. You're gambling with your life. A lot of RVs being sold with potential damage. Time to leave Florida, get away from Hurricane Ian. Get me out of here. I'm Tom.
And I'm Cheri.
And we're EnjoyTheJourney.Life. Don't trust a local. This is evacuating Hurricane Ian in an RV. The storm is looking worse than when I left Florida just a couple days ago. And there are mandatory evacuations coming if they're not already happening now. If you're in an RV, you need to get out now. RVs are just not built to sustain hurricane winds, and your RV will become just another piece of debris blowing around in the hurricane, and you don't want that. If you can't move your RV, then you need to get out in just your vehicle or go to a shelter. Thank you so much to all of you that offered advice and tips and places to stay on the video we released on Sunday. I am in a safe place in South Carolina. I'll tell you more about that later, but many of you and some of our other viewers need help. Kind of caught off guard with this storm, and now the roads are jammed. Everybody's trying to get out with either mandatory evacuations that have been put out there or they're coming soon. But either way, again, if you're in an RV, you need to leave now. You may not know where you can go, but you still need to get going. I'm going to put a lot of resources in this video and a couple of other links to other videos and resources where you can find a place to stay. There are many, many places to stay, but first, for the viewers that reached out and offered a place for me to stay, please comment down below if you have a place you can offer for other RVers that need a place to stay that don't have that support right now. If you're in Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, any place that isn't a safe place currently outside of this storm, please comment down below. List your contact information if you would, please, with the understanding that everybody here is only going to use that information for helping others in an emergency. And I think this is just an opportunity where all of you out there can help make a difference to thousands of other RVers trying to get out of the way of Hurricane Ian. If you're not comfortable putting your contact information down there, then please check back for people that comment and leave their information. Those RVers out there that need help, you can leave your information down below someone's comment that has a place to stay. Now, that's just one way. I'm going to list as many places as possible on this video as well. And thank you so much for being kind, and let's make sure everybody gets out safely. And some of you out there might be saying, well, why don't people just stay in campgrounds? Why do they need a parking lot to stay at, or a farm or something like that? Well, a lot of the campgrounds get booked up quickly. Those that have any spaces will get booked up right away by the first people that evacuated early. There needs to be spaces for thousands. That's why we need extra places to park and unusual places to park. So again, if you know of a place, please share that down below with as much contact information as possible. I have made several videos on this channel in the past that listed free places to stay overnight, some of them secret and unusual. I will link to those videos, but don't just watch the video, read the comments. Sometimes these videos have hundreds of comments where viewers have offered other places to stay. So if you've got the time and you need a place to stay, check out those videos in the pinned comment or the description below. Now, other places like Harvest Hosts and Boondockers Welcome, I reached out to them. I haven't heard back yet, but you can always ask. A lot of them have a one-night stay maximum. You can simply say, look, I'm evacuating Hurricane Ian. Is it possible I could stay longer than one night? It doesn't hurt to ask. And if they say yes, I would just do it. Hopefully, Harvest Hosts and Boondockers Welcome will come through with some word that they're waiving some of these rules or allowing hosts to do that. But you can always ask. And if you ask a Boondockers Welcome host or a Harvest Hosts member to stay longer, make sure you make a larger purchase. Maybe buy some extra products for gifts, or leave a bigger tip if it's a Boondockers Welcome host. If they extend a welcoming hand to you that is not normal, please do the same for them. Speaking of asking, I stayed at a Microtel hotel last night, parking lot. Crazy way this worked out. Maybe I'll share that story on here, but not a typical place to stay in a hotel parking lot. But if you ask and say what's going on, even a Walmart that doesn't allow parking, say, hey, I just escaped the hurricane zone. I need a quick place to spend the night or maybe the next week just to wait out the storm. Do it. It doesn't hurt to ask. I bet you will hear yes most of the time. It reminds me of a story. I don't remember which hurricane. Cheri and I have shared this story on the channel before. A Walmart allowed campers to stay, I think, a whole week because of another serious storm. And every morning they came out with coffee and donuts for the RVers that were in their lot. Just amazing, touching stories of again, how we can be kind to each other right now when it means so much, because we don't want anybody caught in this storm. So what did I do? I tried a new app called Camp Nab. My very first time trying it out, and I got a campsite like within a couple of minutes. I'll put a link down below for that. What this app does is it searches for cancellations, and then you get an opportunity to book that cancellation from somebody else. How can this be helpful right now? I mean, obviously you don't want a cancellation in the hurricane zone where it's dangerous, but a lot of people are canceling their trips that are even outside of the evacuation zones or the danger zones. So maybe it's an area that's going to get rain and weather and stuff like that, like here in South Carolina, but it's still a lot better than tropical storm or hurricane force winds. So still check out that app if you want a regular full hookup campsite like this one. It's in a beautiful state park. I found it through Friday morning, and again, I'm in the South Carolina area, and I don't know that I'm in the clear here. I'm going to spend some time here with Cheri's family. Her mom and Cheri are here at her place right now, and we'll hang out for a while and then just kind of see what to do at the end of the week. But keep in mind, sometimes you just need to get out of the worst of the weather, even though you might take some of the storm. But if it's, you know, a lot less of a storm, you're going to be safer there than in the worst parts of the storm. And Kelly commented on our Facebook page that they were in the same park that I was at down in Bradenton, Florida, and they just evacuated to Georgia. So glad you guys are safe. But Kelly said something that disturbed me, some advice she heard from the locals that have been down in that area for years and are staying in that park in some of the mobile home type units there, and they told her not to leave, that it's been over 100 years since a hurricane has hit that area and not to leave. That shocked me. I mean, just because those might be statistics, that doesn't mean this is not going to hit you. I mean, that's just a recipe for disaster. So be careful who you get your advice from. I shared it in the last video that if you make a decision to leave and you didn't have to, no big deal, maybe a little extra expense in gas or whatever. But if you make the wrong decision and you stay and you get hit and hit hard, then I mean, that's it. You're gambling with your life. So be careful where you get your advice. Trust the local government officials that are handling the evacuation procedures. But again, in an RV, you want to get out now. You want to get out early so you can avoid as much traffic as possible, so you're not stuck on the few highways getting out of there. And I heard a similar comment watching the Weather Channel. They were interviewing a local mayor and talking about, well, what about all the new people that have moved to the area? You know, do they know what to do? The mayor said, well, I'm not so concerned about the new people in the area as I am the long-term residents that have been here, because they've gotten so used to not being hit by these storms. They kind of think, hurricane, no big deal. Actually, somebody commented on our first video that basically had that kind of attitude, that they don't really worry about the hurricanes when they come to the area. That sounds like a recipe for disaster. And you know, Florida is a huge place, so it's not like hurricanes hit the same spot every year, even though hurricanes hit every year. So again, be careful who you listen to for advice. Always default to the local government officials. And one viewer commented on our first video asking, what do all the RV dealers do with the hundreds of RVs on their lot? Great question. If anybody out there knows, let us know. I don't think they have anywhere to put them. I think it's just, if it gets hit and they get damaged, there's going to be a huge insurance claim, and then a lot of RVs being sold with potential damage. But if you know, comment down below what the answer is. Now again, Cheri and I are in the South Carolina area. I think we're good until the end of this week, but I'm not sure. It looks like another storm is interacting with the hurricane and could bring some pretty bad weather here. So hopefully, we'll cross our fingers that this area will work out for us as well. But just like I did a couple days ago, if I need to leave this area and go somewhere else, I certainly will. If you are evacuating, please comment down below and let us know that you got out of the way of the hurricane and are safe. We will plan another update as soon as we can and share Cheri's story about going through Hurricane Hugo, and it destroyed her family's home while they were in it. So she has quite a story to share and some additional tips. But stay safe out there, and we will see you again soon.